Hey, what's going on, folks? You're looking at the New Holland T4020 I just brought back from Eugene, Oregon yesterday. They ended up actually shipping it to their location in Salem to save me a couple hours on the trip, so that was nice. Single set of remotes would have been great if there was a second set, but that's something I can change. Overall, it's pretty clean. I'm real happy with it. It's got, let's see, 280, 85 R24s and 420, 85 R30s. So, should definitely help soak up those bumps. Last night, I took it out to my bumpiest field, and I drove it through the bumpiest spots just to get an idea of the difference that it was going to make compared to the Kubota, and it was night and day difference. So this is going to be a pleasure to use during hay season. The guy took pretty good care of it. I would say in general, he took very good care of it. It has a little over 1,100 hours on it, and the bucket's not beat up at all. The cutting edge has no dings in it whatsoever. So whatever he did use it for, it was pretty light duty stuff. It's got the hooks welded onto it already. That's nice. Skid steer quick attach. At first they told me it didn't have it, so so I started looking into adapter kits and all that, and then the salesman called me back and said, "Oh, what? It's got it." So yeah, the 810 TL loader lifts up to 2,500 pounds at full height, 24 inches from the pin. So decent enough for anything I'm going to be doing. I can pick up just about any size round bale, all the way up to full height. So let's see here. It's the New Holland seat. I guess it got cracked up, and the guy didn't like that, so he threw one of these in. Because these are 150 bucks or 120 bucks, and New Holland seats like 1,000. So don't blame them. But yeah, dash, everything's pretty good shape. The cowling, paint's peeling off, but that's pretty normal. It's a 10-year-old tractor. One of my favorite things about driving this so far is the sound of the turbo. that is just something I could definitely get used to. So loader's got locks, so I can lift it up to do some service on the tractor and not fear for my life. So that's kind of nice. Much like a John Deere, this has A, B, and C. So this is a 12x12 trans, and so you shift it just like, you know, any other vehicle on the planet, which is good. It has the quick up and down deal for the 3-point. You set it at whatever height you want it, and then just click this, push it back in, etc. Single remote. One thing it's just going to take some getting used to is the loader function. It isn't as smooth as the Kubota was. The Kubota loader was extremely smooth. I'm not saying that this isn't smooth, but it just acts differently. You have to push a little bit harder to make things happen. But overall, I'm sure it's going to be just fine. So it has a mechanical synchronized forward reverser. It is not up here, which I'm used to. And so I was thinking I really wasn't going to like that, having to take my hand so far away from the steering wheel. But so far, using it, moving a little bit of dirt around, it's actually really not bad at all. So the difference between this and the difference between this isn't too big. I'm not, you know, I can't compete with a skid steer, and I don't intend to. So this is, it's just going to take a little bit of getting used to. The one other thing I kind of don't much care for is that the PTO engagement is over here. I'm used to having just a little knob, just a little to turn it on. So that's another thing I guess I'll just have to get used to. So normally I'll turn around this way and watch my implement while I turn the knob over here. So I'm gonna have to get used to maybe, I don't know, just kind of pull one of these deals and make like a contortionist. But aside from those inconveniences of placement over here, you know, I really like it. It's a pleasure to drive. This aftermarket suspension seat actually has more suspension than the Kubota factory suspension seat, so it does absorb a lot more. So between that and having the bigger tires on it, oh man, it's gonna make a huge difference when you're spending 8 to 10 hours in the field picking up bales, or you know, cutting, tedding, raking, baling. So and this has draft control, which the Kubota didn't have. That's kind of nice for eventually when I get some tillage equipment. Got a toolbox there. It's actually a pretty convenient spot. All the lights work. This is the first tractor I've ever bought where all the lights worked. Oh, I lie. Okay, the work light does not work, but those old incandescent light bulbs don't seem to last too long anyway. So I'll probably put a bulb in it, see if that fixes it. If not, I'm pretty good at troubleshooting that kind of stuff. Telescopic link arms, which I'm used to, and I'm really glad that has it. As well as your telescopic stabilizer arms. So that's all good news there. 21 point something gallon tank. Very nice. This thing only burns about 3.5 gallons per hour at rated PTO speed. So 21 gallons. I can be out there for quite some time. And on my fuel tank, that 220 gallon tank, I got that pump working. So that, well, we'll see how long it lasts, but for now it's working. So with that thing filled up, and the amount of fuel that this consumes, it'll last me a long time. So this has 58, I think it's like 58.2 PTO horse, and that's at rated PTO speed. It's just shy of 59 at rated engine speed, which I guess I don't really care about because I'd never run higher than rated PTO speed. So my ultimate goal was to get a tractor that had the larger tires, more weight, to run a larger mower. So I wanted something that can run a minimum of a 6-disc mower, and this can. So I got exactly what I wanted, minus the creature comfort of the cab. But this is the only tractor in the surrounding 500 miles that was in my price range that checked all of the boxes that I absolutely needed. So, and it happened to be being sold by a company that I like buying from, Brim Tractor. So Salem, Mount Vernon, Washington, Eugene, Oregon, and Everett, Sumner, Linden. So quite a few locations. This is the 4th tractor that I bought from them, specifically from my salesman Henry Buter. He's a good guy. They did quite a bit to make this happen for me. My trailer is only a 7K, so they lent me out their 12K trailer, and so that was driving from Linden, Washington, all the way to Salem, Oregon, and they trusted me with their equipment. So that was awfully nice of them. So I want to give a shout out to the salesman in Eugene, Bob. Bob, this was a consignment tractor for him. So one of his customers that they sold it to, he brought it back. He was getting out of the hay business, and that's what he used this for, was making small squares. So he consigned it through them, and they made me a good deal, or we threw out an offer, and they took it. So Bob, he said the only thing that was wrong with this tractor was the diff lock was stuck engaged, and so me being, you know, 300, well, yeah, probably 380 miles away, I didn't have time to run down and just take a quick look. And I didn't necessarily want to purchase a tractor that I didn't know what was wrong with it. So he personally took time out of his day to repair that. He used to be an equipment mechanic, and so he's a salesman, and this was consigned through him. But since my salesman sold it, he got nothing, and I think that's a bit unfair, but that's the way that it works in sales. So for a deal that wasn't his, a customer that wasn't his, something he made no money off of, he took a couple hours out of his day to repair that for me. So big shout out to him, Bob in Eugene, Oregon at Brim Tractor. Thank you very much. And if you're in the area and you're interested in equipment, new or used, talk to Bob. He's a good, reasonable guy. So anyhow, there's a New Holland, folks. Should be a good tractor for me, I hope. A couple little bugs here and there that I need to work on, but we'll get that situated. So anyway, you guys take good care, and thanks a lot for watching, and we'll catch you on the next video.